In northern Vermont, so far north that on clear days you might be able to see the North Pole, lies the magical town of Evergreen. Some say it was the decorations that made this little town so special, but others believe it was because of something else entirely, something you wouldn't expect at all.
It's the holiday season, which means the Christmas movies are making their rounds again. Every year, I find myself watching a few of these movies, partly for the cheesy rom-com, but mainly to see the filming locations and Christmas towns. Of course, European cities make for the perfect settings with their Christmas markets or countryside castles. But I get particularly interested in those distinctly American winter towns, because not a single American I know lives somewhere like this. The reason these towns are so charming, and therefore these movies are as well, can be boiled down to mixed uses. Christmas movies tend to follow Jane Jacobs really well. Here's what I mean. This post is kind of hilariously true. In a good majority of these movies, the main character, for some reason or another, ends up in a small town. These towns represent a captivating paradox between the typical on-screen American small town and the modern American life for the majority. And these small towns are usually pretty essential to the plot. The cozy towns featured in holiday movies prioritize human-centered design, creating inviting environments that encourage community engagement. They often feature main streets lined with festive shops and mom and pop stores. There's a high probability that there will be a decorated town square, and maybe even a gazebo where the townsfolk gather. As Jacob says, mixed-use areas encourage a constant flow of people throughout the day and night. This activity can contribute to increased safety as more eyes are on the streets, reducing the potential for crime. These movies showcase the beauty of mixed-use urban planning because it enables a world where people walk to corner stores and cafes, strengthening community bonds and the local economy.
The nearest cafe is literally hundreds of steps away, and it could take us almost 3 minutes to walk there.
It also provides the perfect environment for serendipitous encounters that so often happen in these movies when people are out together, and importantly, out of their cars. Small towns depicted in these movies underline the importance of social bonds in the neighborhood. When people live, work, and play in the same area, it fosters a sense of community. It encourages interactions between diverse groups of people, leading to stronger social ties and a greater sense of belonging. The stronger the sense of community, the more citizen engagement you have in local government and policy creation. A city for the people, by the people. You get people who care about the state of their town. The buildings, the cultural heritage, the budgets, the local businesses.
Uh-oh, here comes the mayor.
Ooh.
I haven't had enough coffee for this.
And the townspeople trying to preserve their buildings or their small businesses is often a large part of the plot. I had never seen an actual town like this until I was living in Colorado and saw Breckenridge in the winter and realized that places like that do exist in the US, and not just on the Universal Studios set in Los Angeles. I actually saved this picture. Mind you, I did grow up in a place where winter was not a thing. But I don't think it's just me, because everyone wants to know where places like this exist. Because it's something vaguely American. You see it in all these movies or TV shows like Gilmore Girls. But the truth is, these picturesque towns aren't the norm in America. The majority of us don't live in seasonal towns with that Stars Hollow charm. Most of these towns are ski towns or former coal towns that we visit on occasion. Just like how we visit Europe, appreciate its walkability, then return to our car-centric ways, we visit these little towns on a ski trip or vacation. But we don't build like this anymore. I think these movies indicate our collective yearning for walkability and a strong sense of community, and these towns play a pivotal role in creating that cozy, comfortable ambiance. Holiday movies are pretty cheesy, but they give us a glimpse of the community-centered life that's often elusive in our world, that makes us choose between bustling urban life and a commuter's suburban existence. They offer a temporary escape to a more idyllic place, and hint at our desire for walkable communities, bustling main streets, and vibrant public spaces. So the next time you watch a holiday movie, pay attention to that charming small town. Maybe you'll find some fantastic ideas for creating more people-friendly, vibrant, and sustainable communities in the real world. I was about to dive in and do some research on the best Christmas towns in America, but thankfully someone else already made a list. Have you visited any of these? Share your favorites and experiences in the comments. Happy holidays!